Com ação, aventura e muita música, em Ritmo de Fuga já está em cartaz nos cinemas. E você sabe quem veio pro Brasil para divulgar o filme? O diretor Edgar Wright e o ator Ansel Elgort, que você com certeza conhece. Esse aqui, tá vendo? Ó? Ele fez A Culpa das Estrelas, lembrou? Pois é, ele é muito simpático, ele e o diretor estavam super felizes aqui no Brasil. Eles participaram de uma coletiva de imprensa, que aliás ganhamos um brinde muito legal da Sony, ó, que é uma bolsa em formato de vinil do filme Ritmo de Fuga, ó, uma bolsa, viu? Tá pro cinema com a bolsa e tal. E durante a coletiva eles falaram sobre o filme, sobre as suas referências, sobre algumas cenas, bastidores. E você confere tudo isso agora aqui no CineVitor.
I did a lot of stunt training, which obviously is like everybody's dream. You know, you get to learn how to slide a car around and do all these tricks. But unfortunately, they didn't let me do all of the stunts in the movie, even though I wanted to try to do all of them. I think because they didn't want me to kill like Jamie Foxx and John Hamm and you know, these big movie stars. But when I was alone in the car, they let me do some of the stunts. So people who are into cars and know a lot about that kind of driving have appreciated the attention to detail.
All of the songs were written into the script. I think when I finished the first draft of the script in 2011, I think maybe 25 of the songs were already in there, and nearly all of them we ended up clearing and using. And the good thing about that is we cleared all the music before we started filming, because then we could probably choreograph the scenes to those songs, knowing that we had them. Like, a disaster would be to start filming the movie without the clearances for these tracks, because then you can get yourself into real trouble. When we're shooting the movie, the actors are listening to the songs, and it just changes the mood of the scenes and changes the style of the acting in a good way, because he can hear what we can hear. You know, there's that word diegetic, which means that like the sound is all happening in the sequence. It's happening in actuality.
I actually had the soundtrack in 2014 after Edgar and I first read the script and I was auditioning for Baby. I had the soundtrack and it sort of made its way into my iTunes, and whether or not I wanted to listen to it, it would start playing. I'd be like, oh, this is one of the Baby Driver songs. Because Edgar wanted me to become really familiar with songs during the audition process, and really it didn't change much. So certainly once we were in pre-production it didn't change, and even 2 years before we started filming it, it was pretty similar.
When I did write the script, one of the other things I had in mind was that, you know, usually like my movies like don't play so well in non-English language territories because they're so verbal. Like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and Scott Pilgrim and The World's End have got lots and lots and lots and lots of dialogue, and that doesn't always translate. So actually with this movie, it was sort of by design that I wanted to do something that, obviously it has a lot of dialogue as well, but there are long sections of it that play like a silent movie. And that was very deliberate. And I wanted to do something like that because I wanted to sort of have something which might play in more countries in the world. And as a result, maybe, it is opening in more countries in the world than any of my other movies, which is really great.
When I was trying to be in scenes with Jamie Foxx while he was yelling at me, the way that I would actually be able to keep a straight face sometimes, because to me, Jamie Foxx's character is both the most scary the scary character in the movie and also the funniest character in the movie. But you know, as an actor, sometimes in a scene, I would break because he would improv things and yell at me and say things that could be kind of funny. So I would reach in my pocket and turn the volume up in my headphones all the way, so I couldn't even hear what he was saying, just like Baby would. I really love my fans. You know, everyone. It's been great being here and meeting everybody. And you know, originally we weren't supposed to come to Brazil on this tour, and I asked all my fans on Twitter to tweet at Sony Brazil and say, hey, we want Baby Driver to come. I think we did a hashtag Baby Driver to Brazil, and they tweeted enough, and eventually they made it happen. So I'm really happy to have been able to come. Same. I think when you're an actor and you're playing a role whether or not it Baby is that he's a really well-rounded character, a kind of character that a lot of people don't write these days, especially in an action movie. So there are moments when he is funny, and there's moments when he's tough, and there's moments when he's romantic, and I feel as though I'm lucky to have been well prepared for this role and able to bring all the different sides of Baby to life. For me, I was a big fan of Gene Kelly growing up, and you know, Baby doesn't really dance like Gene Kelly, and I really referenced him because Baby it's sort of unique the way the character moves, but in a very relatable way. You don't feel as though he's like a trained dancer or anything like that. And obviously Gene Kelly moves better than anybody's ever moved, so hopefully one day, maybe Edgar and I can do a musical and I can move like Gene Kelly. What's so wonderful about those guys is that they are such icons and legends, and I remember being a little nervous about working with them, for obvious reasons, but also, you don't know what to expect, how nice they're going to be. But I remember showing up to rehearsal and immediately being starstruck by Jamie Foxx, and then the first day of rehearsal, he came up to me, invited me to his house. He said he wanted to hear my music. He said, "I hear you play basketball. I want you to come play basketball." And that very night, when I first met him, I went over to his house and we hung out. For Kevin, we'd done a movie together before. We just filmed. So I've actually kept really great friendship with both of those guys, more so than actually a lot of people who I've worked with, which was definitely unexpected. But I will say, for such legends, they are the most generous, warm guys that you could ever imagine, who just wanted to be there to help me do my best and always be there to support me. So I really do love those guys, and I'm very lucky to call them friends now. Easy by the Commodores. It's been my karaoke song for a long time, so it's really cool that it's in the movie. But I think now I'm going to change my karaoke song to Never Gonna Give You Up by Barry White. Oh.
Where can we get these chairs?
That's the best question.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
E se você quer saber mais sobre Ritmo de Fuga, acesse o nosso site cinevitor.com.br. Tem também as nossas redes sociais, @cinevitor no Twitter e no Instagram. Tem a nossa página no Facebook e o canal no YouTube. Semana que vem, a gente volta. Tchau!